Bryson Graham, he got rid of somebody and now he just hired somebody. The Chicago Bulls have now hired Acie Law IV to now be their vice president of player personnel. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down, but you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Boys podcast with the Cognac Boys of Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm bringing you the latest regarding our Chicago Bulls, and that is that the Bulls have signed Acie Law IV to be the new VP of player personnel. But hey, man, before we continue on, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell because it's going to be a lot of different things surrounding our Chicago Bulls, and we're going to be breaking it down. If it's not myself, it'll be C-Dub, and 9 times out of 10, we'll be together. Maybe 8 times out of 10. But nonetheless, the Chicago Bulls have made a hire, and just after yesterday, they removed the GM from the G League, and I was like, thank you. Now we'll see who be filled in that position. But now we got to talk about the Chicago Bulls hiring Acie Law, who will be leaving the Oklahoma City Thunders to come over here and be with the Chicago Bulls. This is a former basketball player, played at Texas A&M. He played in the NBA as well from 2007 to 2011. Definitely has some experience coaching. Maybe not the greatest coaching resume, but has experience coaching, and he coached the Norfolk Sports Club. Take that for what you will. But then had himself supplanted with the Sacramento Kings and really started scouting with them as a regional scout for the Kings, and then became director of amateur scouting for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And he was able to hoist up a trophy. And I really am excited for the hire, and I think right now the Chicago Bulls are off to a great start. I think this is something that we all need to see. Before we go out there and jump off the porch, we need to see what moves are being made for our Chicago Bulls. And one thing that I'm noticing, we got BG. That's my name, by the way, Bobby Gutter, but I'm talking about Bryson Graham. Bryson Graham, he is a former player. Got his and then worked himself all the way up into where he is now. And then we're looking at another former player and worked himself up to a great spot. And now he's getting rewarded for the job that he's done. And the common theme right here is that we're finding the former players that have worked themselves through an organization or a number of organizations and now are coming over here, at least early on, to help out the Chicago Bulls. It does not have to be that a guy's a former player. It could be that a guy's just really smart and worked himself up into whatever position that he's in. But I love the fact that you're going to have basketball guys in the building, guys that understand how things are supposed to look on the basketball court. I believe is very essential to the success of the Chicago Bulls. Guys that understand what a culture is supposed to look like, guys that have competed throughout any level of basketball. So I think that's something I'm going to continue to watch out for. And the best thing that I believe is that these guys are coming from situations to where you've seen gradual growth around an organization. I'm talking about Bryson Graham with his his last few stops and ultimately just seeing him leave the Atlanta Hawks, to where we seen they've gradually improved, and they even got themselves 2 wins in the playoffs this season. And then we're coming from and looking at Acie Law, a guy that was surrounded by the best guy doing it in the business right now in Sam Presti, and winning a championship over there. He got a first eye view on what it takes to build out a team. Because if you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, they are stacked. They always got some guy that nobody really is thinking about or necessarily heard of coming out and really surprising people. We talking about the Isaiah Joes. We talking about AJ Mitchell, who just went off in the playoffs not too long ago, and so many more names that they probably won't be able to retain. But this is a guy that has been around winning. He know what it looks like. Let's see how well he does, you know what I'm saying, with assisting the Chicago Bulls change this entire thing around. I think that's something that we're going to continue to monitor. I think that's something that's great. And honestly, I love it. I think it's a really good hire. I can't wait to see how these guys are going to bond together, try to figure out their philosophy, you know, as a collaborative unit, and see what we can do to improve our team. Because we tired, like I gotta keep saying it. We tired of the same old over here in Chicago. We deserve better, for real, for real. But shout out to my man Jay Capone for joining the conversation. He said, "Hey, Bobito, Bryson cooking or what, G? Hey, Caleb twins in Chicago. Let's go. Hey, we gonna see if we get Caleb Wilson or if the guys elect to go in the different route. I like Caleb Wilson. I like Cam Boozer. Not a lot of people like Cam Boozer right now. I think both guys are really good players. That's just my personal opinions, but we'll see. It could be it could be another Caleb in Chicago that we love, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cam Boozer is a guy for the Chicago Bulls as well. Okay, I don't wanna butcher it, but he says hi. He or she says hi. Far Hadraza. I'm gonna just call you Draza if that's okay. That's a little tough for me. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But hey, appreciate you for joining in. Appreciate you for joining in. Mike in the building. They better get a damn center. They will. They will. Ade Mara, I like his game. He's a good big that the Chicago Bulls could potentially pick up. It's been a lot of conversations coming out for the Chicago Bulls in the combine that's been taking place, and they met with a number of people. Some of those people include Nate Ament, Jaden Quaintance, and LeBaron Fallon Jr. So they've been meeting with a lot of people. I think that the process is going to be something that we're going to enjoy just to see, so we could try to gauge this whole entire thing out. And I will say, always prepare yourself to expect the unexpected in a way, simply because you never know how the draft is going to go. We know we know the top 4 players, who they are, but we don't necessarily know where they're going to end up. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Darren Peterson, who was viewed as the number 1, and then now AJ Debinsa viewed as the number 1, and how there's been conversations, at least some reports, that Darren Peterson is telling, his agency is telling teams he want to play point guard. So we don't know how it's going to go out. We don't know how it's going to fall. And guys like my man's Cam, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Cam, he cooking over there. Somebody that could have potentially been up in the top 15. There are reports that he's moving up in between the 8th and 12th spot right now. At least that's the speculation after what he did during the combine. Jubako says, yo, what's the word? What? No. What you on, bro? Oh, the real. My man said trade up from that 15th spot to 10th. I say we just got to be prepared for whatever, man. Bobby, what's up, the one? He said, Bobby, what's the word? Who do you see us taking at 15? Me personally, I would like Mara at 15, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Chicago Bulls move up. I have a caveat, but my caveat is probably not what, you know what I'm saying, the front office is going to think about when they want to make a move. I say trade up if you really want to go get your guy, but don't surrender future first-round picks. That's my caveat. I think that you could package all them 50 damn seconds and then give somebody the 15th with 50 seconds and then do it like that. But obviously they can go in another direction if they see fit. For real. Time to bring Flavor back to Chicago. Like Glory Road, bringing in Bobby. Joe Hill, throw out the green bean casserole. You funny. Jacob Pone up in here cooking. On the real. Chewbacca said Darren Peterson is a red flag. I think he does have red flags, but you cannot deny the kid's talent. He's very, very talented and offensively gifted. He did. I will give him grace, at least a little bit, not too much, because he did bring up the fact that some of his cramping issues were due to his diet and the amount of creatine that he was taking. And I seen a couple of personal trainers talk about this and pretty much said if you do have a high amount of creatine in your body, that could affect, or have an effect to where you're cramping at weird times and different times. So he explained that during the interview process, during the combine. So I give him a little grace, not a lot, but a little bit. We'll see what happens, man. For real. I wouldn't say he wouldn't. I don't know if he cares about winning. I wouldn't say that though. I wouldn't go that route to say he doesn't care about winning. Because when he played against the top four, the people that's considered the top four, AJ DeBancer got buckets. Cam Boozer got buckets. I'm just saying that AJ DeBancer been getting buckets from Darren Peterson for a while now, according to analysts and stuff. So we'll see. V-Dog in the building. What's the word? What's the word, Bobby? Love how my boy moving so far, swift, but not rushed, moving quickly to get his ship turned around. Again, most important thing I noticed early, he already got a solid plan to get us back right. And that's just one thing that we want. I think that's what we all want. That's what we all agree to. I think that is very important for us to have patience with this, but you still can critique the moves that are being made. Whether you like them or not, I think that's still fair. But I don't expect the Chicago Bulls to be in the playoffs next year, maybe the year after, depending on what you do with all this money that you have. How do you draft and develop? It's a possibility, but I'm giving it 2 to 3 years before we be like, yeah, the Bulls are playoff contenders. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the evaluation period that you're going to have to go through with certain players on the team right now. So I'm with you, man. You moving swift, but not rush. You taking your time, getting the right people. I think this Acie Law signing was a good one. You're getting a guy that's coming from a winning organization and an organization that's going to be winning for a while. Whether they win chips or not, that's not the discussion. They're going to be in contention for years and years to come because how they drafted and developed and moved around trade assets throughout these last few years. And Sam Presti is he's the best in the business right now. And this is undeniable in my personal opinion. It's undeniable. He talking about, yeah, get rid of them damn second round picks. Peterson going second. I see it as a possibility. For sure. He took himself out of that game. And that's one of the red flags. But I don't know the kid's brain and where he feel like that he not gonna be care about winning. Yeah, it's a red flag, but I don't know that if he doesn't or does care about winning. I guess we just gotta wait and see when he hits the NBA. I think that's what it is. So the Bulls going to get Boozer or Wilson. That's what it seemed like to me. And I'm not mad at either one of them. I don't like my take on both players. Both players are really talented. One may have a higher ceiling, but one has a high floor too. And I think both guys can contribute to winning for the Chicago Bulls. It's nothing wrong with saying that Boozer is a career 18-10 player. I don't think that's bad to say. Rose, give me a reason why. And then I'm going to respond. Would you trade the 15 pick for Keaton Wagler? I think that if you trade up for Keaton Wagler, you're going to have to be trading back from 15 all the way up to maybe 7, 8. And then I think that goes back to my caveat. You're going to be surrendering future first, in my personal opinion. That's just me. Give me a reason, Rose. I really want to respond. Because Mara, I like Mara too. He could do a lot of good things. Mike, for sure. But Rose said, don't pick Boozer. Hell no. Why you say hell no? I want to know your reason, brother. I want to know. I really got to know. I really do. Because there was a lot of discussions about his athletic ability, and I give it to you. He's not the most athletic guy. You know what I'm saying? Not compared to a guy like Caleb Wilson, who really is a pogo stick. You know what I'm saying? But that does not mean this guy can't be athletic enough to get the job done. The man metrics line up damn near close or even better to Caleb Wilson. At least that's what the metrics say. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we should fully discount a guy that can come in and be a career 18-10 player. I think that with the state of the Chicago Bulls and where we're at now, we need as many good players as possible. It ain't no Wemby's coming out right now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no Cooper Flag coming out. You know what I'm saying? That we have an opportunity to get. So you need to be really stacking this team with talent. This is a process that we have to do and go through to infuse the team with talent. You know what I'm saying? Evan Mobley, he ain't a guy that's, you know what I'm saying, that's going to drop 25 a night. He's going to give you about 18 and 10. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. That's contributing to winning. That's contributing to winning. We need as many winning players as possible. GX2 say Boozer remind us so much of his pops. That's why we say no. Honestly, I'm not mad at anybody's opinion. I just want to make that clear. I have mine. You have yours. I'm not. Yeah, I think the kid could be useful in the Chicago Bulls uniform. He has won damn near everywhere he went. You know, so I think that you can. That's a player that you could absolutely utilize on your team. V-Dog said Drew Stevens brought up a good point in Bulls Roundtable podcast the other day. While Bryson rebuilding this thing and won't skip steps, you may want to speed this process up a little because of the new tank rules. And I think that's a fair point. You know what I'm saying? You have to not necessarily skip steps, but allow yourself to be in a position to where you can take advantage of certain rules that are going to be in play next year. So you have a lot of money at your disposal. You definitely don't want to get in the business of overpaying some of these restricted free agents, and you definitely don't want to get fleeced. So I think that's cool. Spacegate said Acuff equal Jalen Brunson, same college score status, passing 3-point shooter percentage, in good composure, ice in his veins, pure point guard, no booze. It's a big man's league, man. It's a big man's league. No matter how much we want to, you know what I'm saying, hype up the dynamic scorer. And Acuff is a dynamic scorer and can be at the next level. It's still a big man's league, bro. It's still a big man's league, bro. And so, like I said, whichever way they go with it, hey, if you take Acuff, that's not the pick that I would have picked, but I'm going to trust the process. I believe Bryson Graham, he deserves some grace. He deserves some grace to do whatever the hell he wants to do. Because we gave AK grace. We went down with the continuity shit. So we'll see what happens. If he does select Acuff, I wouldn't necessarily like it, but I'm going to allow some grace for him to paint his picture. Because we want to see the finished work. We want to see if this is the Madonna. We want to see if this is the screaming lady that be looking like that. You know what I'm saying? So we going to let him paint his picture. Could Boozer be an athletic Vooch? Hey, that's it. And he stick better defense than Vooch. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? 18 points to get. This coming from G. He said 18 points, 10 rebounds is silent in today's league. It's only 5 bigs average those numbers, and they're all in the NBA. Yeah, man. Like I said, the plan is for me to sit back, relax. I'll offer my critiques, but I'm gonna allow bro to paint the picture as he see fits. However you go with it. And I think that, I think that we love the idea of having a Montes Buzelis and Caleb Wilson just running down, being able to go crazy and dominate the rim. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the idea that we like, and I like that idea. So, and I also think that we've been talking about bigs forever. We've been talking about bigs forever in Chicago, bro. And we need players, bro, that can produce. Cam Boozer comes in with a polished game. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Wilson may have the higher ceiling, but his game needs a little bit more polishing, more so than what Cam Boozer can offer. I think both guys would be great selections. Me personally, both guys will be great selections for sure. Mike said that's why we need big players like OKC. We'll see what happens, man. This draft can really go a number of ways. Maybe they can knock us off our chair. Maybe they can make Unc grow some hair. Who knows? It don't matter. We just got to sit back and see. We got to just sit back and see. For real. Trade out of the 15th spot for 10 or 11. We'll see what happens, man. We'll absolutely see what happens. But, hey, just bringing y'all the latest, man. The Bulls have hired Acie Law to be their vice president of player personnel, a guy that's coming from a winning organization like the Oklahoma City Thunders. Got to hold that damn trophy. I almost said Lombardi because I'm so football heavy, but we need that Larry. On Larry, we need that Larry. On Larry, we need that Larry. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying, y'all. But, hey, man, that is it for me today, man. More Bulls content on the way. Make sure you join the family. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's definitely been fun talking about this draft process, and we're going to keep that information coming. So make sure you hit your notification bell as well. So every time we drop, you will be informed. But we appreciate y'all. Make sure you always see red, and y'all already know. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
Cognac. Gang.